What's up, guys? First, I want to say thank you for anybody watching my videos who have been commenting nice things, and even people who have been constructively disagreeing with me. I enjoyed the conversation, so thank you for all the feedback. Anyway, in this video, I want to discuss spiritual principles on a certain topic and my view of that. And that topic is a common theme that people will have from all walks of life when they're professing a lack of belief, or they're very negative in their beliefs. And what I mean by that is when, for instance, someone says, I don't believe in extraterrestrials because they would be here, right? They would show themselves to us. Or even they'll profess a lack of belief in Messiah figures from various religions, whether it be Jesus, Muhammad, or God. If they'll usually use it in an anthropomorphic sense, which I don't subscribe myself to. But they'll say, if God existed, he would show himself. Or if Jesus, Muhammad existed, he would show themselves to us, and it's like black and white in their heads. Or they'll be very negative in their thinking. They'll say, right, if good extraterrestrials existed, they would come save us because, our planet's running to shit right now, and they would come down and help us out if they're really benevolent. Or why is there cancer if there's a God? He wouldn't allow such bad things to happen to us, right? And I find that these perspectives are very childish, right? Very superficial. Not childish, superficial. Just looking at not delving any deeper into the actual existence of it. And in my opinion, most people saying these things are probably not parents, right? Because, I have a 4-year-old myself. If you don't know that, now you do. I have a 4-year-old, and you have to put your perspective, right? We have like these third density, very basic perspectives of things. You literally have to put yourself in the shoes of, say, a civilization, whatever you'd call them, the Star Brothers, Star Sisters, watching over us. You have to put yourself in their shoes, or put yourself in the shoes of a higher spiritual power governing over you and how they would view your growth, right? So as a parent, I look at my child and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try to help him along. I'm going to help him try and do things, but I want this kid to stand on his own. As a parent, I can't provide for him forever, right? The goal of a parent is to get him understanding the way the world works, knowing what to do, knowing how to take care of himself, and thus I wouldn't have to keep guiding him. And, right? Parents get proud when their kids do stuff, and it's like, yeah, right? He's driving now. He's driving on his own, or he can tie his shoes now, or he can feed himself now. That's what these civilizations, they're acting as big brothers. They're wanting us to get our shit together before they'll make contact. This is free will. This is why they haven't openly made contact, because we must, A, mature as a civilization, but B, we must initiate that we must be the ones to say, hey, okay, we invite the contact. Thus, it would not be breaking free will. That's why they'll usually begin to contact people through dreams and telepathy. Those who, at the soul level, are ready enough to be contacted and invite it to occur. And this is also why, right, follow along here, this is why we see so much negativity regarding extraterrestrials in Hollywood movies and, right, primetime productions and shit. Like when I was little, I was deathly afraid of the Signs movie. I was deathly afraid of that, and right, that mind control got me, because what they do is try to shape public opinion to view extraterrestrials as being negative. And by doing this, on a collective scale, we don't invite them into our lives because we have this subconscious fear associated with them. So once we have to literally mature that, we have to see that mind control mechanism that they're using, these, right, shadow government, Luciferian cult cabal people, we have to break through that mind control that they're using on us, getting us only to view extraterrestrials as negative. And then once we mature past that, we say, okay, there's negative ones, very well, but there's benevolent ones as well. And You have to get past that point of viewing them all as negative, see the ones as positive ones, and invite those that are good per se into your life. And also, moving on to when people think, okay, they don't exist, or if they do, they have to be negative, because why would God or these extraterrestrials or whatever allow all this bad shit to happen? Like, why don't they just come down and save us? And people will get very cynical, right, with that opinion, and cynical of like a God figure, because they see all the negative stuff. This is, in my opinion, a complete lack of self-responsibility. Because, right, the reason so much bad stuff goes on this planet, the reason it's all going to shit, is because our consent to let that happen. I was watching a video on like Facebook or whatever the other day, and it was discussing this super hardcore atheist, and he would say, bone cancer in children? If a God was real, why would that exist? And I wish I could just talk to that man, because I want to say, cancer. That is a simple, and I don't want to be too harsh with this, but I want people to see what their actions are doing to themselves. Cancer is a lack of self-responsibility, right? So there's some dysfunction, there's some dis-ease in your body, and you don't want to look at that. You don't want to change the way you eat and move and think, and you don't want to change yourself, so thus that's occurring. We don't want to change as a society. That's why cancer rates are 1 and 2 now. Right? Because we can't look at that darkness. We can't look at the things that are causing this cancer, causing this imbalance of the self, of ourselves. So people simply have that cynical point of view because they don't want to look at the darkness and transcend that. They'll see extraterrestrials as being completely negative. They can't see the benevolent ones because they don't want to look at the darkness that is gotten into their mental state, their minds, per se. So anyway, that's something I wanted to clarify. Something I see in a lot of people is they don't understand that free will component of higher spiritual powers. They don't understand that we must grow, mature, and take responsibility for ourselves. So we're literally not a threat to the rest of anything outside our atmosphere. So we're not a threat to anything out there. It's like they're scared of us because we're so fearful, and we're so caught up in emotional reaction and get so negative and violent as a collective, as a society. So, I mean, we need to relax ourselves, mature our brains, and say, okay, I'm not going to be such a low vibratory, violent, negative, lack of responsible people, and I'll be okay, leaving this planet, leaving this density, leaving this illusion or this veil that we have been caught up in for however many lifetimes. So anyway, thank you for watching, guys. That's my view on that. If you know anybody who could benefit from that perspective, please share. And let me know if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or complaints. Peace.